All right. Now, this one we got to decide between, is it going to be an and or an or, because we have compound inequalities because we're looking at both the positive and the negative of something's distance away from 0. And so I've got to decide if it's going to be a compound of an and or a compound of an or. What is this one going to be? Since it is a less than, less thans are ands. Okay? Greater thans are ors. And so this is going to be an and so we know that ands are unions. It's what they share. Okay, it's what they share. So, first thing we got to do is got to clear the inequality. Do what now? Because the 9's on the same side. The 9 is multiplied to this whole thing, and so I'm trying to get rid of everything off of the absolute value. And so for me to be able to do things on the same side is, one, they'd have to have the same operation. Added or subtracted, multiplied, or they have to have the same operation. And so what I'm trying to do is get the 10 off of here since there's no other addition on this side. I can't add it inside the inequality or inside the absolute value. And so 10's got to go away, so I got to do the opposite over and move it over here. Because 9 is multiplied, it's not added or subtracted. Okay? And now I need to get rid of the 9 because the operation with the 9 is multiplication. And so I'm going to divide by it. Okay? And since this is an and, I can write this as a union. And the way that I can write it as a union is I can lose the absolute value by finding the negative 5 that is going to be less than x plus 8, and that being less than 5. So it's going to fit in between there. That's what it looks like for a union. Now, yes, I have to solve both of them because there's two signs. Those of you that had issues on your Unit 2 test, you were taking ones with a single inequality and you were trying to split them. Make sure you see double inequality signs before I try to split them and do two things. Okay? Some of you were drawing a line down the middle of the single inequality and trying to solve each side, and it was all creative mathematics. All right? And so I'm going to solve it by subtracting 8 from both sides. Okay? And so this is going to give me negative 13, which is going to be less than x and greater than negative 3. Now, why didn't I flip the inequality sign? Because I took a negative across it. Right, because I didn't multiply or divide. Multiply and divide has a different power over numbers doing negatives and positives. Okay. Yeah, you can. You can split it, like from right here. Yeah, you can. I just did it as one and did it to both sides, but you could also, I'll finish the inequality part in just a minute, you could also do this.
Okay, that's right.
Yes, you can do that. You just got to make it, and the reason why that you should do it like this usually is because you know which direction you need to put this sign. Okay? Because if you'd have wrote this x plus 8 and then wrote the less than negative 5, you wouldn't get the right answer. So you need to leave it in that order. All right? And so now what we need to do is we need to check it on the number line. Okay, we're going to check negative 13 and negative 3. Now, I'm going to treat this like we're teaching inequalities again, because some of us still struggle with what to do here and know which way to shade. Now, what you're going to start doing is you're going to say, oh, this is an and, so I know it's about what they share, and you're just going to shade it, and you're not going to check it, is what you're going to do eventually. We're going to check them so you can see that it's actually validation on which way that they're shading. Okay? And so, I'm going to pick a number to the left and to the right of negative 13. And so I'm going to pick negative 15 this way. I'm going to pick negative 4 this way, and I'm going to pick 0 there. Those are the numbers that I'm going to check. Okay? And so when I check it, I'm going to plug it into the original equation. Okay, so when I plug 15 in there, I'm going to get 15 minus, or negative 15 plus 8, which is negative 15 plus 8, which is negative 7. Okay, negative 7 becomes positive 7, correct? Okay, so 9 times positive 7 is 63 plus 10 is 63 less than 55. Or 73 less than 55. Is it less than 55? No, so therefore anything shading in this direction is not going to be true because that's not a true statement. So let's plug in negative 4. Negative 4 plus 8 is positive 4. 9 times positive 4 is 36 plus 10 is 46. Is 46 less than 55? Yeah, so that's why it's going to start shading this way. Okay, now let's plug in 0. Okay, and so 0 is going to make, this is going to be 8, so 9 times 8 is 72 plus 10, which is 82. Is 82 less than 55? No, so it's not true that way, so it's going to work this way. And what are they sharing? They're sharing the middle. And so this is where we should be shading right there. And how would I write that in interval notation? Is negative 13 included? Is it an equal to? No, so it's going to be a parenthesis, negative 13, negative 3, and is negative 3 included? No. And there's my interval notation. Now, those of you that don't want to pay attention to that aspect, number 2 on your test, number 1 on your intervention quiz, is that right there. That has nothing to do with absolute value as it does inequalities. We choose not to pay attention to that. I don't know what to do to try to improve your skill on that.